guys, welcome back to the Fermented World channel. Today looking in on the very sessionable. Now there was a video done previous to this which hasn't been uploaded. The reason it hasn't been uploaded because the honey that I put in to backsweeten it originally, it decided to consume that, ferment it, even though there was stoppers added. Now the problem was I didn't have enough stoppers and I threw it in like, oh, it'll be okay. Well, it really wasn't okay because it carried on fermenting the sugars out, which then meant I had to put another one of these in, adding to the cost, and try and keep the cost down if we possibly can. But I got the right amount of stoppers, added them, added the Campden tablets again to sterilize the batch size because I only put half of that in, and then we added more honey. So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to open it up, we're going to take a hydrometer reading, we're going to see where it's at, hopefully it's stopped fermenting, and we've got a finished product that we can then bottle. I've had the bottles already washed, so I've just re-sterilised them because it's been a good couple of days that they've just been sat there doing nothing. So they're re-sterilised, everything else is sterilised. Let's go. Just hope it's done. If not, it's going to be like a problematic one. Like a problem child. Looks good. And while I'm here, I should get something to have a little taste in, so we can see what we've got taste-wise as well. First things first though, hydrometer. And I also racked it off the freeze-dried red currants as well, because this is a red currant session. Now we're bobbing, that's good. I like that. I like it when it's bobbed. Switch it around. Yeah, so it's ever so slightly under, but that's just because it takes a couple of hours or whatever for the things to start going. So yeah, we've got the sweetness in there now, which means the fermentation stop has worked. It is near as damn it on the 1.020 mark, which is where it would have been when we added the honey again that got consumed. And first and foremost, it tastes nice. There's a good honey note, quite smooth off the back actually. Fizzles out. You got the fruit to begin with, and then a steady honey as it exits. Really nice. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Right, so we need to get this higher up. But like I say, we've already racked this once, so we probably could go quite far down to the bottom, but if there is any sediment, yeah, we don't want to bring it. We don't want that. We've got to be careful with this. Yeah. As I say, I'm just going to like draw off probably 4.5 litres of this, work on that first, then do the rest. Because all my other vessels, the one that I would have tipped it in, which is down here, you can just see it here, that's got a beer in now. First all grain beer in there, champion. Went really well as well. A lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Right, so let's get this cycled off into the bucket. And I've got another one that I need to check on tomorrow, which has been going for a long time, but it had preservatives in, which I tried to bypass with a hell of a lot of yeast starter, so it created the yeast in some of the liquid, so it already started activating, so you know, it started reproducing and stuff. Because what's it called? Potassium sorbet. People say it kills the yeast. It doesn't. What it does is it inhibits it from reproducing and consuming any more sugar. Imagine it just covers it in a little bubble so that it can't get to any of the sugars. Now I've heard people say that sometimes potassium sorbet can fail or go past its best, and a fermentation could start again. I've never had that happen, touch wood, but yeah, apparently it can happen. But I found out recently that if you use yeast nutrients, which I do, you can drink your mead within a month of it being bottled, so it's not really going to last that long enough to be going bad anyway. I've got my Parma Violet mead here, which is an experiment to see whether you can put a candy flavour into something just by adding it. Still bubbling away. Normally I'd speed this up so you don't have to listen to me chatting crap, but sorry, forgot. Enjoy the crap. Got a couple of ideas in the pipeline, some ingredients that I bought a while ago that I need to put into practice. I won't mention what they are now, I'll leave it as a surprise. It's always good to have that new content. Right, so I'm going to leave it at that for this one. Let that drain into there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bottle what we've got here, and we'll come back to this over here shortly. Dogs come in to make a load of noise, eating and drinking, I'm sure. So this is out of the way, and then we'll get some bottles which are down here. And we'll begin to bottle. I'm going to do a couple in big bottles because it is a session mead, so you could, some people will drink a bottle of wine a night, in a night. I could, have done, but with mead I tend not to because it's very sweet. But when you've got it on the go and you're having fun, it's one of those things where you can just get a little bit ahead of you. So what I need to do actually is prime the bottle wand. By priming the bottle wand, I always explain this just in case this is the first video you've seen. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get some of the liquid flowing through the bottle wand, or sorry, just through the tube really, so that pardon me, got lots of gas. Oh, pardon me. So we've got it going through the tube now, so that when we drop this down, I'm just going to rinse my hands. When we drop that down, what it will end up doing is it will cause the suction through the gravity to continue to pull the liquid down. Because operating a bottle wand with one set of hands can be a pain in the backside. It can, which is why I do that the way I do. Right, what's that out of the way? Now let's just move this thing so we get out of the way. Gives us a bit more room to play with here, as we're going to do these big bottles. I'm putting some in smaller bottles as well. I don't know why I had the idea to put some in smaller bottles. That was the original thought. Maybe say that you can just have a small bottle of it. I don't know. But that was the idea. So we've got some of the bottles that I use for my beer as well. And obviously I'm getting the all grain on the go now, so I'm going to need the bottles, so that might be another reason why I thought let's use some bigger bottles. So for starters, let's get them out of the way. We'll fill the big bottles as they take longer and they take more. So what we're going to do with this is, as you can see, it's got liquid in there. We're going to bring it down like this, and as you can see, because that liquid's there, it causes a suction, which then allows us to proceed to bottle. I'll do this one normally, and I'll do the rest in high speed, just because once you've seen one bottle being bottled, you've seen them all. It's all pretty generic. Thank you for the sound effects, dog. Really appreciate it. And there we go. First bottle done. So I'm going to speed this up now and crack on. Right, so there we have it, we're all bottled up. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 500ml bottles, 2 litre bottles, and 2 75 centilitre bottles. So yeah, not a bad hoard really. Very good, very nice. There's a little bit left in the tubing, and in the bottom here, what I'll do is I'll put that into this glass and I'll drink that later. It's certainly not going to be wasted. We'll leave these about a month and then we'll get drinking them. Happy days. Over there, that's the pear cider. So yeah, we'll label these up. That's ended at 7.1%. It's a bit higher than what it was, but it hasn't made it taste any worse. If anything, it may have even made it taste better, having that extra little bit of alcohol. And the alcohol level can also keep it a little bit more sanitary for longer as well. So yeah, there we go. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back soon to check on the Vimto mead, which is going to get done tomorrow. We're going to do a hydrometer of that, see where that's at, because that was taking forever and a day. It was initially started on the 24th of the 8th. Yeah, it's now the 24th of the 10th. So it's had 2 months. If it's not ready, then I am not sure what we're going to do, but we'll figure it out. Take it easy, stay cool. Right, okay, just a bit of an ender for this video really. I apologise, in the video I actually said it was 7.1, but it's actually 9.1. I've just gone back and double checked it because my brain's been kicking me like, come on, you know that it's not that, you know that it's not that. So I went and checked it, did all the thing through the app again, and it is actually 9.1. So we had something that was 6.8, then it's fermented another pot of honey, so it's then gone up to 9 now, because that extra honey that we put in to sweeten it got fermented because there wasn't enough fermentation stoppers in there. So make sure you check your doses of fermentation stoppers and things like that. Use the correct dose, otherwise you'll just ferment more honey and it'll just cost you more in the end. So in the end, it cost me an extra £4.40, something like that, for this one. It's not really that bad when you think about how much I got out of it. You know, it was a big batch. Obviously you can see in the video what I got from it at the end. All in all, it's really nice, but it is just a little bit too strong to, I reckon, to be classed as a session mead. So we're probably going to have to revisit this again next year when the red currants are pickable again. Okay, take it easy. Peace.